Girl, I had got back into the dating game after being divorced. Oh, and I thought everything was all cool. I realized I wasted an entire month on somebody that I thought was legit because I did not do my research. If you are on your dating journey, especially if you are over 30 and getting back in the game, let's be friends, because I think we share the same experience, and I'd love to give you my insight on what not to do to avoid and save time.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
All right, girlfriend. Since you're recently post-wall smashing and you want an insight on what not to do because you recently became single again after 30, here, let me help you out. I'll fast forward all the BS that you want to avoid. Pump the brakes, make a U-turn, go back to the guy you just broke up with, and mend things. Because talking it out with other women is not going to make the dating market any better. If anything, it'll make it worse because it's a case of the blind leading the blind. You already admitted you didn't do your research. If you would have done any actual research, you would have figured out, hey, you know what? Modern day dating is not for the weak, and all you're doing is getting back on the carousel, honey. So unless you're interested in racking up that mileage because maybe you wanted to get with Chad Rohn, Thunderschlong, and you actually want in a serious relationship without a joker, make a U-turn right the freak now and get back what you decided to throw away. Either that or just keep going the course and lose a bunch more tread on those tires. I'm pretty sure the little chit-chat you're going to have with other women is going to make all that worth it, right? Before we move on, I want to bring to attention that 75% of my viewers are not subscribed to my channel. Come on, fam. You've seen my logo on other channels, and you're already here. Please hit that subscribe button and support the channel. It really helps out. Moving on.
Okay, I have a question for all the single guys. So if you're not a single guy, keep scrolling. Okay, so do y'all decorate for Christmas? Like even at all? Do you like get a Christmas tree like at your bachelor pad? I only asked because I was dating this guy like a couple years ago and he told me he didn't decorate for Christmas and I was like, that's a red flag, right? Like, but maybe it's not. Maybe guys just don't decorate for Christmas at all. But do you even have like anything? Stockings? Do you have anything? I need to know because I need to know if that's an actual red flag because that turned out really bad. Like that dude totally fooled me and I'm a really good read on people. Ooh, it was really bad. But do y'all decorate for Christmas? I just need to know if that's a red flag or if most guys just don't.
What the hell you say?
All right there, my holiday shopping queen. That was an interesting question. Do men decorate for Christmas? And is that a red flag? First of all, not every man out there is of the same beliefs that he actually celebrates Christmas. So you have to keep that in mind. Just because he doesn't celebrate Christmas does not mean it's a red flag. It could just mean that he doesn't believe in it. Second of all, most single men, bachelors, will only put up a Christmas tree, for example, if they have presents to give to somebody else, if they have somebody who's going to come over to receive gifts. But in general, it really isn't a red flag if a guy decorates or doesn't decorate for Christmas. Just like it's not a red flag if a guy decorates or doesn't decorate for Halloween. If they're in the spirit for it, great. If not, as well. But that really depends on you. It's a reflection about you there, Colleen. If you require a guy to decorate for Christmas in order for you to be attracted to the guy, that is either a red or a green flag on your persona. Stop trying to reflect yourself on those dudes out there. I mean, girlfriend, if you like Christmas so much, you should ask questions like, why does Santa always come through the chimney? Probably the answer is because he knows better than to try the back door. Moving on.
There are only 2 instances in which a woman would ever hypothetically hit the wall. And I say hypothetically because women don't hit the wall. Okay? That is a concept invented by men that is projected onto women. But women don't hit the wall. But if they were to hit the wall, hypothetically speaking, the only 2 times they would ever hit the wall would be 1, if they're literally dead, and 2, if they decide to stop taking care of themselves. And I'm not talking about just taking care of your physical appearance, because that is what a lot of women focus all their attention on. But when you as a woman are able to take care of your physical appearance, your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health, your spiritual health, you're in tune with yourself, you don't neglect yourself, you don't neglect your needs, you have a community of people who support you and understand you, you're never, ever gonna hit the wall.
What? What are you talking about?
Right. Sure there, my young confused queen. Yeah, women never hit the wall because, women don't age, right? According to her, hitting the wall is only one of 2 things. Either A, deletion, or B, they stop taking care of themselves. Sister, you need to take it easy on that copium. You're ODing. Sorry, princess, but you cannot change biology with feelings. Yes, you do age. Yes, your egg count drops. Yes, there is a biological wall. It is a reality. You hit it. There's no way around it. There aren't enough surgical knives or plastic in the world to stop you from hitting it. Eventually one day, the egg curtain is going to go on E. The wrinkles will come. And the gifts that Mother Nature gave you are going to be in the rearview mirror, honey. There's nothing wrong with hitting the wall. Just accept it. I mean, are you going to try the game of I feel a certain way so that means it's true? If that were true, an 82-year grandma could say, I feel like I'm a 19-year-old woman, and boof! That box is brand new again. But unfortunately, life doesn't work on feels. But let's hear what else she has to say.
The reason why men love saying you're gonna hit the wall is because they're scared of hitting the wall. They're scared of being old and alone, and they want you to hurry up and settle for them so that they're not old and alone. So it's projection. Not to mention, it's completely untrue that nobody's gonna want you as you get older, as long as you as a woman continue taking good care of yourself, because the amount of men who want you actually increases. That's why I said, you're not gonna hit the wall as a woman unless you're literally or you decide to stop taking care of yourself. Because if you're not gonna stop taking care of yourself, men are constantly gonna want you. Constantly. Even if you're married with kids, divorced, widowed, whatever, they're gonna want you. That is a fact. So stop letting these men scare you with this hitting the wall phrase that they love to use, because we all know it's just a projection of how scared they are of being old and alone. It's just funny to me the way these men think that their attention determines our value, when in reality most of us don't want their attention, and also they don't look like people that we want attention from. So it's just a little conflicting to me when I hear things like hitting the wall, because I'm like, when would that ever be a thing for any woman? Unless she was literally or stopped taking care of herself. And that's on that. Period.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Alright fam, this again is another case of the blind leading the blind. This young woman has no idea what she's talking about. I mean, first of all, she said men are afraid of hitting the wall because they're afraid of ending up old and alone. Since when is ending up old and alone hitting the wall? Honey, you have no idea what the hell you're talking about. Besides, men hit the wall at 18, sometimes before that. A wall for men is bam, realizing that you're not wanted the way you are and you have to build yourself up to be attractive. You're not attractive out the box like women are. You have to build up your money, you have to build up your career, you have to build up your experience, you have to build up everything. Another thing there, my IQ questionable. Queen, where did you get this as you get older as a woman, more men want you? Are you a man to know that? Sorry, honey, you got your signals crossed. Women want men as they grow older. This is why you always see successful men in their 40s and 50s dating women who are in their 20s and 30s. You're really pulling all this stuff out of your butt and you think you're advising women wisely. How old are you? You have no experience in life. Why do you go ask all these 50-year-old women if men are running to them with engagement rings asking them to marry them? No! Men want you for different things. When you're young and fertile, they obviously want you for a family. When your egg carton is empty, they're only gonna want you for smashing. Maybe if he's lonely, he'll want you around. Maybe if you're cool. But obviously with this attitude, you're not. And saying that men want you even if you're married, divorced, widowed, yeah, they want you to smash. Just because they want to smash you doesn't mean that you're the love of their life and they're thinking, oh my, I have to be with her forever. Unless he's a beta blue-pilled simp. In that case, I mean, you have it your way with him. He probably gives all the money to OF girls anyway. Also, that airheaded statement that you said, when does a man's attention to a woman determine their value? See, you're only saying that because you're still young and attractive. But trust me, sister, when you grow old and all those guys that you were attracted to are no longer paying attention to you, you're gonna notice. It's no secret to men that attention to women is like water. They need it to live. Men really don't need attention. Men value other things. I know that this is your truth now because you're living it. 20 years down the road, you're gonna be eating your words, sister, and drowning it out with loads of box wine. To the choir of the cats meowing in the background. Moving on.
So it's been 8 months since I ended my 7-year long-term relationship. And the last time I talked about dating on here, I basically was like, absolutely not dating. And the update, I guess, is that I have been dating a little bit. And I wanted to just share how that's been going because, wow, is it ever a roller coaster? I can't lie. I feel like dating completely has affected my self-confidence and my self-esteem. I almost am convinced that dating kind of like destroys self-confidence. I tried to Google this and all I could see was article after article after article of headlines saying that online dating or like dating apps specifically destroy self-confidence. And for me, it's not even just the dating apps. I think it's just like dating in general, because I have met some people in person and it's not much better. It's sad because I feel like I'm a confident person, and a lot of my friends will tell me like, oh, you come off so confident, and people online have said the same thing. But when it comes to dating, I feel like for so many reasons, I just haven't felt super confident. And thank God for therapy, because I've been able to talk through certain situations and certain feelings with my therapist, and it all makes a lot more sense now.
Okay, let me start off by saying the obvious that my male viewers are probably going to say. You got out of a 7-year relationship 8 months ago and you're shocked and shaken that dating is kind of destroying your self-esteem? Yeah, probably because you're not as young as you were 7 years ago. The dating market changes. Things change. Nothing stays the same. Look in the mirror. There are more wrinkles there. There are lines that weren't there before. Let me explain something to you there, princess. Just because you expect the dating market to be the way it was in the past doesn't make that a reality. The type of men that you were able to attract when you were younger are not the same types that you're able to attract now. This is something that a lot of women have problems understanding. The younger you are, the higher caliber of men that you could attract. The more you age, the smaller that dating pool gets. And I know that women love to say that the dating pool has pee in it. It's not that it has pee in it, honey. It's just simply put, you're pricing yourself out of the dating pool. Now, I am going to give her credit here. She is going to therapy, and this will help to a certain point. But ladies, the sad part of this whole thing is that none of you at any point think about how the dating market is going to be when you decide to end a long-term relationship. Statistically speaking, the chances of the next guy being better than the last guy is low. And the more you do it, the lower it gets. It's like playing the lotto. You bought 50 tickets, you didn't win, and you think, oh, well, you know what? I'm going to win with the next 50 tickets. Keep going. It's not like you're going to run out of money, or should I say run out of looks.
What I realized is that I didn't actually intentionally start dating. What had happened was I met someone in person, and they were really cute, and I gave them my number, and I didn't consciously decide that was when I was going to start dating. I just was kind of like, something told me to just give him my number, and then we started talking a lot, and then it became kind of like a situation. But yeah, I never consciously made that decision to start. It just kind of happened. And because that situation was so kind of intense, I had decided to kind of divert my attention onto other people and in other ways. And so that's when I was like, okay, well, I guess I have to start dating now. So it didn't really feel like a choice. I think that's definitely what caused my self-confidence to take a hit, is that it wasn't my choice. And with my therapist, we kind of talked about what the reasons for dating would be for me. And I never really had thought of it that way, but it was really helpful. It was a great exercise. Basically, I listed the reasons why dating would be something that I would do, not necessarily why I'm doing it now, but what would the reasons be? And I had 4. So they were dating for a relationship, dating for just exploration, dating for fun, and basically, and then the last one is dating because I feel like I have to catch up.
Ho, ho! Fiction can be fun.
She said that she was dating and it wasn't her fault. Cap, total cap. This is what I've always said. The vast majority of women out there love to blame something or someone else for their own actions. Sweetheart, you said clearly that you gave out your number to somebody else and then it just turned into something. It wasn't really your fault. The moment you gave out your number, take accountability. You gave it out. You gave it out to a guy who was cute. You liked him. You said that. Don't say that, oh, I just gave it out just to give it out. It wasn't really my fault. I didn't know what I was doing. No, you knew exactly what you were doing. Listen, Queen, it's good that you have a therapist, but if your therapist doesn't put a mirror in front of you and say, hey, why don't you take accountability? You started dating. You gave out your number. Don't act like you didn't know that it could lead to something. Then that therapist isn't doing their job. I'm sorry, but women are way too cautious to their privacy. That's why when they're talking to a guy who they're not attracted to, and he asks them for their phone number, what do? Oh, this is my Instagram account. This is my Snapchat. Follow me here. We'll talk to each other through there. Don't sit there and say, oh, you know what? I just gave out the number. I didn't expect anything. No, you knew it was going to happen. Come on, we're not 15 anymore. It's obvious that accountability is kind of your kryptonite. I mean, what is it? You can't say, hey, you know what? I may have been interested in dating this guy, and that's why I gave him my number. Or are you going to break out in hives if you admit that? Is your skin going to peel off? Are you going to stop breathing? This is very similar to when other women say, oh, you know what? I didn't intend to hook up with that guy. It just accidentally happened. You know, she was walking, she tripped over, and bam, she fell into his bed.
Because I missed out on so much time. I was in a long-term relationship and I never really like fully had that dating experience. So those were the 4 reasons. And he had me sit with each of those and notice how each of them felt. And what was shocking was that none of them felt right except for the exploration one. And then I realized that's actually what has worked the best. It's when it switches to like thing that the issues start to happen. So like when it starts off and I'm just dating someone, we're going out on dates and it just feels like exploratory, it's great and I don't mind it and I actually enjoy it. But then as soon as I'm like, well, what does this mean now? Do they like me? Do they want to like take this further? Do I feel safe? This is like a huge issue, right? Because there's like the whole safety component that is so important. And that's when it starts to become not fun. And then I start to have doubts and then I start to have like crises. Basically, I was able to narrow down what I'm looking for and what I'm looking to get out of dating. And essentially that's just, I want to explore and I want to find someone that I can safely explore with and have fun with. So that's kind of the direction that I'm heading in. But I will say it hasn't necessarily been fun. I would not call dating fun at all.
Dang it, Queen, that was a long, dragged-out way of saying the usual, I'm not gonna settle. Out of all the reasons you said you want to explore, in the moment some physical intimacy gets in play, it makes it more complicated and you don't feel safe. Yeah, that's the risk of dating. Dating isn't supposed to be 100% safe. Wanna know why? Because you're getting to know a person. You have no idea what to expect from them. You said that you want the exploration part of it and you want to feel safe. That's kind of oxymoronic there, honey. You see, you go on a date, you're going out with a stranger. Off rip, it's not safe because you're opening yourself up to somebody you don't know. Emotions can be hurt at any given time. Let me put a scenario for you, honey. You go out on a date. Oh, you like this guy. You sit down. I want to feel safe. Okay, what if he just says, hey, you know what? I'm not feeling it. Bye. Boom, he just hurt your feels. There is no safety net here. The moment you go out, you're exposing your emotions to something. That's part of life. If you want to keep looking for Mr. Perfect, keep going. You're not going to find him. But you want to know who already knew your emotional states and you probably could feel safe with? That long-term relationship you left. They probably already knew your emotions. No date is ever going to be 100% safe. No therapist can tell you that dating is going to be safe. They will be lying to you. You have to expose a bunch of things. You have to open up. I'm sorry, Queen, but this attitude that you're having, you're not going to get very far. Chances are you're probably looking for a second therapist in your own dates. I mean, I'm pretty sure your therapist makes you feel safe. I guess you want your dates to be a second-tier therapist for you. Honey, if you want to feel safe, buy a dog, lock yourself up, and live alone. And even then you may not be safe. Notice I didn't say cats because when you pass away, they just eat your face off.
Damn, skip me.
I'm just saying, if you enjoy this audit, click on the video in the end screen for more content. If you would like to support the channel, please follow the link in the description to donate to our beer fund, or like, subscribe, and share this video on other social media platforms. If you agree or disagree with anything about this audit, please let us know in the comments. I'm going to leave this audit right here. I'll see all of you in the next episode.